So we are currently walking, coming in on the third mile, just a real casual day, moving, exercising. I think about Dolores Cannon. Do you know who this is? This is a woman who passed away in 2014. I'd say God rest her soul, right? She wrote many books, and she was what you would consider a prominent white lighter. What's that saying? I know I'm getting this wrong. Paraphrase. The biggest trick or the biggest deception the devil ever did or made is to convince people that he didn't exist. The next is that he's good, right? He doesn't exist, and that he's actually what you thought was the devil is actually good. Okay? So if there's a war going on, a battle for your soul, if everyone from Robert Bigelow, if you want to look at the interviews, I urge you to do so. But he talks about hitchhikers. Hitchhikers are entities that follow people home after a paranormal event, many times troubling paranormal events. And that is when he decided to get rid of that. Look at the interviews. Look at Nathaniel Gillis and his history. Steve Mira, Barry Fitzgerald, they're all talking about the same thing. So do we live on a different planet than this Dolores Cannon? So the biggest deception is to believe in this all-encompassing power that you have, right? That you are the God force, that there is no prevalent outcome, there's no detrimental service that needs to be done, there's no war that needs to be fought, there's no moral virtue or more so ethical into principle protocol that you must practice, right? That you'll just be who you are, you'll go through your lifetime, you'll reincarnate. So you can have somebody who seems so benign, but the first thing that you want to do is be put at ease. You want your life to be at ease, and life is not easy. We're not here to take the easy road. In fact, there is a war, and there is a serious issue, a contention of entrapment. That's what the entire holographic setting implies, the holographic universe, is that we quite likely live in a simulation, but it doesn't mean that the world that we experience is a simulation. In fact, the simulation very well means that there is another world as a veneer that is being layered over this one. And in fact, if you really broke that down and you saw it as a computer program that was aware of every molecule, that it was going to decide the proximal location, the spin pattern of each molecule, and go to such lengths as that it would just slightly manipulate the direction and the order simply by being there and implying it. It puts it in your court, in your lap, that the war is all about, when they say the battlefield of the mind, right? That it has to do with you being the conscious, let's not say dictator, like a fascist, feudalistic, autocratic type, single God that presides over you, but more so as when you see the truth and you practice the pure principle in you, and the same is being upheld in the next person and the next person and the next person. It gets into these age-old ideas of the Merkaba, right? This firing pattern, and how cybernetics itself and telepathy already exist, right? That there is a technology that's being blocked over that is part and parcel to each and every one of us that we can access, but we can only access it not through the idea of goodness and benevolence, and altruism, but through purity. And to think that purity is a simple concept, How many days of your life have you ever lived pure? How many thoughts have you had within the confines of yourself when you didn't have to, when nobody was looking? Were you pure? Well, have you ever tried?